Hi, hello from Dharmapupil. Welcome to the second episode of my podcast. I hope you've managed to listen to the first one, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So my second episode is entitled Thai Buddhism Needs Help. What I'm trying to do in this podcast is to talk about Thai Buddhism, and it needs help, and bringing out the problems with the Theravadan or Thai Buddhism. It needs help, and I'm just bringing it out into the open for discussion. When I was out in Thailand a few years ago, I saw monks smoking in the monastery. He wasn't trying to hide this thing, even though this is a minor infringement. It could be a start to, ethical breakdown for him, and at worst bringing the monastery in ethical breakdown as well. And over the years, I think that what I've seen is that it's festered and worsened, and the Supreme Sangha has just not been able to control the situation that's been happening. And I'm not saying that they're turning a blind eye to it. I just don't think they're able to understand what they can do. So I think that, to be quite honest, that the Theravadan tradition, the Thai tradition, has got its head in the sand, really, if we're very truthful. I think the Supreme Sangha has its head in the sand, and it doesn't or want to acknowledge that there's suspected wrongdoings in various ways, like financial dealings, drinking, smoking, and sexual misconduct within Thai Buddhism. It must be hard for them, like all of us, to accept these things are going on. And I also think it's ego clinging as well on the part of the Supreme Sangha Council, and not facing up to these facts. I mean, there is terrible examples of monastic misbehaviours in Thailand. Monks have had girlfriends, boyfriends, there's been monks drunk, monks keeping money meant for funerals, drug taking, using of mobile phones, and in one instance monks using a private jet to go to meetings, and this was on YouTube, which is really, to be quite honest, is unacceptable, to be quite honest, really. And they are disrespecting the robes that they've been ordained in, and it's about time they really stand up and say, am I, my ethical and moral behaviour, is it right, and is it okay? And they really do need to look at that. It's very important. And they can't defend their wrongdoing. They in any way, shape or form can they do that in this, so yeah, they need to address that themselves, and the Supreme Sangha needs to do that as well. I think also Thai Buddhism is in crisis and in overall upheaval, which cannot be covered up by anyone, really. There's been voiced in other Thai institutions, and having having major difficulties, which they're not addressing, and they must address. The Supreme Sangha must try harder to get the monks in harmony again, and to ensure that all Theravadan monks follow the moral conduct when they became a monk. That is the bottom line. There's no wavering either side. They must follow that moral conduct and ethical practice when they became a monk, when they were ordained. So, what is the way forward? In Thailand, the population is over 95% Buddhist, and where the monks are revered throughout the nation. They have special rights and have special areas when travelling on riverboats. They have also fast track lanes in airports, priority seats on the metro, the trains, and it's up to the public to put direct pressure on the Supreme Sangha Council to ensure the monks live by the moral precepts which they took up. Moral and ethical precepts they took up. And, well, we'll have to see. Working together. The Theravadan Buddhism, Thai Buddhism as a religion is not at fault. It's the people who oversee it and the people who have become monks who see greed as the way forward instead of generosity. I think, you must really go, you breathe in quickly about that. But I do believe that. And, there's people who are wearing the robes. Some of them are not real monks. They are just wearing the honourable robes. And we must turn these monks' minds to be honourable and wear the robes with the respect and the honour that it deserves. And, also that you are respecting the Thai people as well, the lay people, because their generosity is overwhelming and it's very, very important. So who has to make the changes needed? Well, I think firstly it must be the Supreme Sangha Council to lead the way. And if there is resistance from some of the Supreme Sangha Council monks, they must leave or be removed by the more ethically and moral strong Supreme Council members who are not swayed by greed. There is a monk called Buddha Ayasara, who is an activist, who has had a difficult past with the Supreme Council in one way or another, and all he wants to see is that Buddhism in Thailand, with the help of the honourable, moral and ethical monks, to be more honest about everything that they're doing, and that's in their financial dealings, because I think that's very important, because it has been in the press that financial dealings have been very much in the press within the Bangkok Post and Western newspapers like the Washington Post, I think that also because Thailand is under junta rule at the moment, and they are clearing up the government house, I think in various ways. I think that on the back of this, that the house clearing also should take into account the Supreme Sangha Council. Now, I know that it's been said that the government officials have spoken to the Supreme Sangha Council about this, that you must reform, but they have not taken any heed of this, taken any notice. Now, they must take notice, because if the government step in, this will be a very, very poor situation, which doesn't help anyone. It just hurts everyone. The donations by lay people to the monastery should be more transparent as well, and know how it's being used. There's been another famous monk activist who is a foremost authority on Theravadan and Thai Buddhism, that thinks that Buddha Ayasara has little chance of getting his reforms through. He believes also that we the Thai monks are being consumed by consumerism and capitalism, and that's the new religions within Thailand. And I saw this statement below. It's just a one sentence, which really did shock me to the core, really. And I'll just read it to you. And it says, "We have more Buddhist images than monks, and all these Buddhist images are for sale." And really, I mean, that is, it really did hit home to me about this. And I think finally, and I must say this, that I'm not being disrespectful towards the Theravadan Thai Buddhist tradition. My first touch with Buddhism was through the Theravadan tradition when I went to Thailand, and now I became a Buddhist on the back of my practice in Thailand. And all I'm trying to do is just to open the debate and have open discussion. I know that press in the West have been talking about it, and I think that's right. And I think that also in Thailand there has been discussions. I'm not here to hurt the Theravadan Thai Buddhism. I will help that the Thai Theravadan tradition in any way I can, because it's so important to me. So I hope you've enjoyed this podcast episode 2, that Thai Buddhism needs help. Also, you can read, you can keep in contact with me via my website, which is www.dharmapupil.com. Also, I have Tumblr site, which is Dharmapupil Mike with a Y instead of I. Also, I'm on Twitter as Dharmapupil Mike, again with a Y instead of an I. I hope you really have enjoyed this podcast, and please, if you do want to comment, I hope you will. As I say, I just wanted to bring it out in the open that I believe that the Theravadan tradition and the Thai Buddhism does need substantial help. And I think if we are open, the Supreme Sangha Council are open, then I think that the way forward will happen very, very soon, and we will have a great tradition back again, and pushing out capitalism and consumerism out of Buddhism.